friends, welcome back to another Whispered Facts episode. Thank you for joining me, and today's topic of conversation is Disney World. So let's dive right into the Magic Kingdom itself as I whisper facts about Disney World. The Walt Disney World Resort, also called Walt Disney World and Disney World, is an entertainment resort complex in Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista, Florida, United States. Opening on the 1st of October 1971, the property covers nearly 25,000 acres, of which half has been used. The resort comprises 4 theme parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom, 2 water parks, Disney's Blizzard Beach and Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, 27 themed resort hotels, 9 non-Disney hotels, several golf courses, a camping resort, and other entertainment venues, including the outdoor shopping centre Disney Springs. Wow, that is a lot more than I would have ever anticipated. I must admit, I don't know a whole lot about Disney, so I'm looking forward to learning more about it in this video with you guys. So yeah, looking at that list, I had no idea that they had golf courses, a camping resort, or a shopping centre. I literally just thought that Disney was a large theme park with rides, the Disney Castle, etc. I'm sure in the 50 years it's been open to the public that it's changed a lot during that time. I'm sure plenty of rides have been closed down, new ones opened up, and things of that nature. So I'm sure Disney of today looks a fair bit different to Disney of 1971. Designed to supplement Disneyland in Anaheim, California, which had opened in 1955, the complex was developed by Walt Disney in the 1960s. The Florida Project, as it was known, was intended to present a distinct vision with its own diverse set of attractions. So here we have another fact I was completely unaware of, that there was actually a park before Disney World in Florida, and it's in California, and it's still open today. I'm not sure how. I never actually knew about this, or maybe I did and it sort of slipped my mind. I've always known that there's a Disneyland in Paris, in France, which I think opened in the early 1990s. My nieces have actually been lucky enough to go there a few years back. I think for any child, getting to visit one of the Disney theme parks is one of the best experiences they could ever wish for. I was never fortunate enough to go myself, but all the kids who do should count themselves very lucky, I think. All Disney World structures are under 200 feet tall. The Expedition Everest in the Animal Kingdom and the Terror Tower in the Hollywood Studios are both 199 feet tall. The reason for this is that buildings higher than 200 feet are legally obliged to display aviation lights. This would undoubtedly take away from the attraction of these structures. To reduce litter, Disney World Resort is trash bin. Consequently, it ranks amongst America's cleanest amusement parks. Since its initial opening in 1971, Disney World has closed on 4 occasions. In 1999, the resort closed due to Hurricane Floyd. Then, the 2001 terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers in New York and 2002 power outage closed the resort on 2 subsequent occasions. In 2020, Disney World closed for a 4th time after the coronavirus pandemic started. Okay, so it's closed on 4 occasions in the 50 years it's been in operation. That's a pretty good record, you have to say, but all 4 of those reasons were justified, of course, and for very different reasons at that. I do believe it has reopened since the pandemic started, albeit probably with safety measures in place such as reduced capacity perhaps, and that kind of thing. That seems to be going on almost everywhere at the minute. I watch a lot of sport and most of the events have reduced capacity still as of the recording of this video, so hopefully in time things will continue to improve and we can get back to normal in the near future. On the first day that Disney World Resort opened, more than 10,000 visitors turned up. Back then, the price of a ticket was just $3.50. Today, tickets can cost about 30 times that price, depending on which park you visit. Before the coronavirus pandemic, the resort had roughly 50,000 visitors each day. It's pretty crazy to think how prices have changed over the years due to inflation. The price of everything continues to rise along with salaries, and it's very noticeable. But yeah, $3.50 back in 1971. Even back then, that probably seemed like an absolute bargain for such an extravagant theme park. The Hollywood studios at Disney World were real movie studios when they opened in 1989. Well-known films and shows were shot there until the early noughties when the facilities closed down. These studios produced movies like Lilo and Stitch, Mulan, and Brother Bear. Disney World Resort has tunnels known as utilidors, spanning 9 acres, located 14 feet below ground, that serve as the Magic Kingdom. These tunnels contain break rooms for cast members, costume departments, and rubbish chutes, etc. Also, they allow cast members to reach different areas of the park without being seen. This fact makes me think of the movie Beverly Hills Cop 3, if you've ever seen that, which is set at a theme park. I think it was called Wonder World. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but anyway, there were parts of it when you got to see these underground tunnels, etc., that are mentioned in this fact, and they were very similar to what you would see in Disney World, no doubt. To fully appreciate the amount of ground covered by Disney World Resort, it is worth noting that it has 4,000 acres of landscapes and gardens. Football stadiums cover less years. Therefore, Disney World has the equivalent of over 3,000 football stadiums of landscapes and gardens. I'm sure when people spend the day at Disney, you'd be extremely tired afterward due to the sheer size of it. I wonder, when people visit, do they only go for one day? It seems like a place that is big enough that you should give it more time to explore than just one day. It would be extremely tiring to cram it all into one single day, but who knows? Maybe if anyone watching this video has ever been to Disney, you can let me know in the comments what kind of experience you had there, and if you went there for a single day or multiple days, etc. A lot of work went into creating the Animal Kingdom in Disney World, which spans 500 acres. A 7-strong team of Imagineers searched the planet to capture the look of wildlife authentically. In total, they travelled over 500,000 miles, which is the same distance as circling the planet 20 times. The monorail trains at Disney World have travelled the equivalent of 30 return journeys to the moon since 1971. In 1990, 12 new vehicles were introduced along the 14-mile beamway to replace the previous fleet. The first ride to be added to Disney World's Adventureland in 2 decades was the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Adventureland has many legendary attractions, such as the Enchanted Tiki Room, the Jungle Cruise, and Pirates of the Caribbean. However, overall, this part of the resort had experienced few changes between 1973 and 2001, before the Magic Carpets of Aladdin ride was added. I really love Aladdin, the Disney movie. It's one of my all-time favourite Disney movies, along with The Sword in the Stone. So I would no doubt enjoy that ride, I think. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there have no doubt been changes to the resort in the 50 years it's been opened. But it's interesting to note that there were very few changes to Adventureland. Almost 30 years, in fact. So it's quite an interesting fact there. It is believed that the amount of money Disney World spends on fireworks exceeds that of any other private business. Only the American military spends a comparable amount. Although Disney doesn't reveal precise figures, experts think that the amusement park spends about $50 million on firework displays each year. At Disney World's Animal Kingdom, no straws or lids are provided with Coke drinks. This is done to protect the animals. At Disney World, you can purchase almost anything imaginable with a Mickey Mouse design. However, the one thing that is not for sale is the precise colour of his trousers. This information is classified and will not be revealed to the public. In 1970, Lake Buena Vista Stallport, or Lake Buena Vista Airport, was built at Disney World to function as a transport hub for staff and guests. The aim was to offer direct flights to Disney World so that people didn't have to fly into Orlando Airport. Nonetheless, the airfield didn't last long and only operated for a couple of years before closing. Okay, so there was actually an airport built specifically to bring people in and out who were visiting Disney. That's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it. I wonder what happened to this airport, or what was built over it in its place, since it only lasted 2 years. President Richard Nixon made his notorious "I am not a crook" speech on Disney World premises at the Contemporary Resort in November 1973. The conference where this speech was made was hosted in one of the resort's conference rooms. Some rooms at Disney World have wildlife views. The Animal Kingdom Lodge has a 46-acre savanna where over 200 birds and mammals live. These include giraffe, marabou stork, and zebras. The natural world is literally right on your doorstep. Cinderella's castle at Disney World has a stunning and iconic outside appearance. However, looks can be deceiving. Inside the castle, there is nothing more than Cinderella's table, boutique, and restaurant. Also, there is a hotel room that is almost impossible to book. Originally, this room was meant to be Walt Disney's personal apartment. Wow, so can you imagine living in the Cinderella castle at Disney World? I would actually love to see the inside of the castle. I think that would be well worth looking up on YouTube. I'm sure there will be videos of it on there. I've never actually seen the inside of the castle before. The Epcot Land Pavilion grows more than 30 tons of fruit and vegetables each year. This produce is served in all of Disney World's restaurants, such as the Garden Grill. Sunglasses are amongst the most popular lost items at Disney World. An average of 200 pairs of sunglasses turn up at the Lost and Found daily. Walt Disney himself passed away in 1966, 5 years before the opening of Disney World. However, less people are aware that his older brother, Roy Disney, who supervised the park's construction, passed away a couple of months after its opening. Walt Disney was actually a heavy smoker for most of his life, and he sadly died of lung cancer in 1966. It's a huge shame that he never got to see the completion of the park, and that his older brother Roy died just a couple of months after it opened, although at least he got to see the grand opening, so that is something at the end of the day. I wasn't aware that Walt had a brother, or that he oversaw the completion a seventh land known as Mickey's Toontown Fair. However, when the resort expanded in 2012, this was incorporated into New Fantasyland. There are almost 30,000 Disney World hotel rooms throughout Disney resorts. As a result, it would take nearly a lifetime to spend the night in every room. The Magic Kingdom's train station contains items left by famous visitors, including Disney film characters like Mary Poppins. I wonder what possessions of Mary Poppins it has. Perhaps her magic bag, you know, the one where she reaches into and she pulls out these items that would never really be able to fit into a bag of that size, like a full-length light and a mirror, etc. Mary Poppins is one of those timeless classics, I think, that all generations can enjoy, even kids of today, and I'm pretty sure it still gets played here in the UK over Christmas time every year, and I usually like to see a bit of it if I can. Sort of makes me think about childhood, and I get that sort of nostalgic feeling when I watch Mary Poppins. On a daily basis, at 5 p.m, an Army veteran performs a flag-lowering ceremony on Main Street in the Magic Kingdom. While walking down the Magic Kingdom's Main Street, you might notice the aroma of a bakery. This is not real food though. Instead, Smell-It-Sir machines have been concealed in vents across the park to emit pleasant scents. That is such a fascinating fact. They really do go all out to make your Disney experience a special one and unique as well. The only thing is, what if you don't like the smell of baked goods? I guess you'd have to walk around the park with nose plugs. But I love the smell of freshly baked goods like bread, donuts. You really can't beat it, so really I imagine it's the perfect choice for Disney. And also, I imagine if people are smelling that, it's going to increase food sales. It would surely put people in the mood to eat more than usual. So I'm sure it's completely worth the effort and cost on Disney's part. The car park at the Magic Kingdom can hold over 12,000 vehicles. This area covers 125 acres and exceeds the size of the theme park. When visiting the Magic Kingdom, many people have their photo taken on the Disney World Railroad. The trains that run on this railroad are powered by steam and fully operational. They served 1.5 million passengers every year before the coronavirus pandemic. There are 4 trains in use that were constructed from 1916 to 1928. The costume department at Disney World has more than 1.2 million garments, making it the world's biggest wardrobe department. All cast members have 3 costumes each. Space Mountain in the Magic Kingdom might seem less advanced than more recent attractions at Disney attractions. All of Disney World's main pools are fairly big. However, the Big Blue Pool at the Art of Animation Resort is the largest. This pool, with its Finding Nemo theme, holds more than 308,000 gallons of water. Due to its swamp location, alligators have been known to frequent Disney World. People have spotted these creatures swimming around various attractions and Splash Mountain. Now that could be a problem. I'm pretty sure I've seen somewhere at the airport in Orlando or somewhere in Miami, perhaps, not exactly sure, but one of the airports has a problem with alligators as there's a swamp right beside the airport, and sometimes they find their way onto the runways and grassy areas next to the runways. I can't imagine being one of the people who has to go out there and try and sort that problem out. I think that would be absolutely terrifying unless you know exactly how to handle such animals. Every hotel at Disney World's resort uses modern conservation lights, which equates to over 700,000 LED lights. These bulbs only use 10% of the energy of conventional incandescent bulbs. If you strung them out from end to end, they would stretch for 96 miles. The Skyliner gondola transportation system at Disney World is a free service. There is no charge to use the Skyliner, and guests can board and get off the gondolas as often as they want. The Magic Kingdom has American flags displayed in some areas. However, all flags are missing a stripe or a star. This is because if real flags were used, they would be subject to the National Flag Code's stringent rules. This would involve having to fly them at half-mast. Wow, that is something I did not know. But, I mean, nobody is going to be counting the stripes or the stars on the flags. So it works, I think, and it means they can fly the flags however they want. The smartly dressed mice at Disney World are attired appropriately for different occasions. Mickey Mouse has over 130 sets of garbs, which range from a dinner jacket to a scuba diving suit. The wardrobe for Minnie Mouse features over 100 outfits. This includes everything from evening gowns to a cheerleader uniform. Disney World parks do not sell chewing gum to prevent this sticky substance from being stuck to rides and walking paths. Therefore, if you chew gum, you will have to take your own. That makes a lot of sense, and in fact, I would probably ban chewing gum from the park if I was in charge, because people can be extremely lazy when it comes to binning chewing gum. I think many people just find it easier to dump it out of their mouth onto the ground. And I know in the past I've walked through the centre of Belfast and you can literally see bits bits of chewing gum stuck all over the ground, and it's really unsightly. I'm sure it's a problem in most cities, but it's just one of those things that you can't really do a lot about. Over 1.5 million turkey legs were eaten at the Disney World parks each year. Such is the popularity of this food. You can purchase turkey leg t-shirts, hats, and other mementos. Disney World parks are a haven for Coca-Cola lovers, with 50 million colas drunk each year. Pepsi is never sold. That's surprising, to be honest. I guess maybe Disney and Coke are in partnership, but it's surprising that you can't buy Pepsi at Disney at all. Cinderella Castle's beautiful stone appearance is not what it appears to be. In fact, the castle is built from cement, concrete, steel, fiberglass, and plaster to withstand severe weather. With a 100 million price tag, Expedition Everest is the world's most costly roller coaster. Along with the Terror Tower in the Hollywood studios, it is Disney World's tallest structure. There are many Disney World cast members who work in the resort throughout the night to make it spick and span for the next day. They give the streets a clean, carry out minor repairs, paint, rectify safety issues, display new products in stores, perform building work, and restock restaurant locations, all while guests are sound asleep in their hotel rooms. Yeah, it would take a lot to run such a large theme park. You would no doubt need countless staff to be working around the clock in order to keep it running efficiently and keep it as clean and presentable as it is, because at the end of the day it's all about the kids and the guests. I mean, I know adults love Disney too, but I think it's mainly about the kids and giving them the best possible experience. Disney to kids is like a fantasy land, I think, so it has to be in absolute pristine condition at all times. Well, that's what I think, anyway. One notable feature of Liberty Square is the Liberty Oak, with its harvested acorns. This has spawned hundreds of oak trees. The Disney World Transport System has a fleet of almost 300 buses in operation, making it Florida's third biggest bus system. Spanning 185 acres, the World Showcase Lagoon at Epcot covers more ground than Disneyland in California. This lagoon has a walkway of 1.2 miles. In the animal kingdom, the Expedition Everest mountain structure uses 1,800 tons of steel. That is roughly 6 times the quantity of steel used for conventional office buildings of the same size. And finally, perhaps the oddest fact of all to finish with is just how many people wish to have their ashes ashes spread at the park after they die. It's such a common phenomenon. Disney World has cleaning protocols in place for this exact occurrence. I guess if you think about it, it's not that strange. There are plenty of Disney fanatics out there, and it's perfectly healthy to be obsessed with something like Disney, I think. So if they wish to have their ashes spread at the home of Disney, and Disney themselves allow it, then I say go for it. Anyway guys, that is the last fact of the day. I hope you enjoyed this Whispered Facts episode on Disney World. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. And also hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on any of my upcoming fact videos. But thank you for joining me, and until next time, rest easy